Good morning.
Mauricio, good morning. How are you?
Very good. And
Good
you?
morning.
I'm good.
Good morning.
Always a pleasure to have you on the show. So, what brings you to
Always mine.
Phoenix?
Just a few things with my wife for the weekend.
Oh, okay. No business. No business. So, jumping right into it, man. Talk to me about your welcome letter for Zuffa Boxing. What was the
Well,
motive?
no, the WBC has always supported anyone that comes into the sport. The WBC has 63 years of existence, and the only reason for existence of the WBC is the fighters and their well-being in all aspects. And boxing is the greatest sports of them all. We have come from a brutal, inhuman activity from 100 years ago to a very well regulated sport in which everyone in the industry tries their best effort to provide the lower risk for the fighter when they go into the ring, and also to provide the greatest opportunities in all aspects, economical, growth, uh, everything. So it's a very different industry, the one that we have in boxing. As you know, the league or the organization, as you may want to call it, has absolutely zero intervention in the business side. And that creates a absolute security of no conflict of interests. So the fighters have the best opportunity with a proper manager to secure the best fights, the best growth for their careers, and that's basically it.
Can I
So,
ask your?
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Ness.
No, you got it.
Oh, I was gonna ask. Considering that we just had this card in Africa, I'm sorry, I just had to ask about this. This card in Africa that we just had with Amir Khan. How do you feel about him promoting and with you incorporating young boxers and new boxers? Do you think that you can get the continent of Africa as a whole involved in your mission?
Absolutely. Africa has been a very strong priority for the WBC since the beginning of WBC. Uh, I don't know if you are familiar. I think I froze.
Yeah,
Can you see me
you're
okay?
back. You're back. You're back. You're back.
Okay. Okay. Since many, many years ago, the WBC has had Africa as a priority. We fought hand by hand against apartheid in South Africa. The WBC banned boxing in South Africa. Muhammad Ali was going to fight for a very good amount of money, and he decided not to do so to respect the tremendous, horrible apartheid regime that was then. We brought the battling Siki, who was the first African world champion in any sport, back to Senegal. He was murdered in New York and was buried as in a common grave. And we fought for many years, and we were able to get the permission from the government to bring back the remains to Senegal. He was received like a hero. We have had my father was elected in Africa, in Tunisia, 1975. We did
Yeah.
the convention in Johannesburg, South Africa. And this 2025, we named the Year of Africa. We have done a variety of activations. Takam Foundation, we were just with Prince Albert from Monaco in a great event. So we are very active in Africa, and the reality is that African fighters deserve a more structured opportunity. They have to leave Africa to find opportunities in Europe or the United States. And now it's the times are changing. Amir Khan is doing a sensational job. Lennox Lewis has some guidance. South Africa has many activity in Nigeria, Ghana, Guinea. Uh,
Yeah.
we had a Chisoko fight, the final elimination in Guinea. So we are very enthused, and we celebrated the Rumble in the Jungle 50th anniversary. Can you imagine the greatest fight in history of boxing happened in Africa? So that's one of our main backbone activities that we have.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
So I wanted
Thank
to
you.
ask specifically about Dana White saying that Zuffa's fixing boxing with their own belts and their own rules. So I wanted to ask, in 5 years, is TKO boxing running the sport and potentially suing people, or does the WBC's global reach crush any dreams of a monopolization?
Well, that's styles. Dana White has his own style. His company. It's a very different concept from what boxing is. They are a company, not a sport. UFC is a company. MMA is a sport, and they have had the opportunity to create their own league, not abide by the Muhammad Ali Act. So they are company, belt, rankings, managerial, TV network. They control the whole script, and it has been very successful. They are a multi-million entity. If they come into boxing and do the right thing, very good for boxing. But the way he portrayed it, we will see. That's his own dream, his own words. The WBC can only worry of what we do. We do have 176 countries affiliated, a global platform. Boxing without the Manny Pacquiao from Philippines, Inoue from Japan, Fury from the UK, Canelo from Mexico, all the great Ukrainian champions, the Europeans. That is boxing. Boxing is a sport of the poor that they grow out of the very difficult circumstances in their environment. They find the opportunity in the gym. They are taken by a trainer. They build a career. They dream of being an Olympic champion, or then they dream of being WBC champion. That is boxing. So I'm not gonna go and entertain a ridiculous back-to-back discussion. Whatever they want to do, they can do. If the law is changed, as they're trying to do, that's their prerogative. We will continue, and the boxing is going through the greatest time in history. So I have absolutely no concerns whatsoever.
Obviously, you know, I came up hearing the slogan, the WBC is the most prestigious belt. Why do you think, is it just because now he's your competitor that he is saying that the WBC is irrelevant?
No, he's not the competitor. Let him step up and be a competitor. Right now, he is not a competitor. These are his plans. And as I said, they can do whatever they want to do. We will continue to do what we do, and we do it very well. The WBC is Muhammad Ali, is Mike Tyson, Lerner, Hagler, Hearns, Mayweather, Canelo, Inoue, Crawford, fighters from all the world with a great history, with a prestige, with class. So you may
Can I
want
ask you?
to, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm no, not to cut you off, but I hear you with this international flavor, and I appreciate that because I know that you and Turkey are working on this WBC Grand Prix. So I'm wondering how does this relationship, or is there any tumultuous going? How does this affect the ongoing of that tournament? Because guys like myself, I'm invested in that. I'm intrigued. I don't.
You know, the Grand Prix, the Riyadh season WBC Boxing Grand Prix has been the greatest success. Nobody ever thought it would be as successful. Many people thought it would not even take place. It took a hard work and determination with passion. It took me to grab boxes and move boxes. It took hundreds of people to work towards getting 128 fighters without promoter, without manager, without that structure, that easy. It could have been easy to just reach out to promoters and have them sign up. Everything was from ground zero. And the level of competition, the administration of the tournament, the medical services from a specific agency, the anti-doping, the Cutman services that we have provided, it has been an unbelievable success. We have seen fighters from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Ukraine, France, Mexico, Argentina, USA, 52 countries represented. And the reality, it has been organic growth. We have the semifinals in October 19, then the finals in December 20. I have spoken to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, and he loves the concept. The zone loves how it's being run, and most likely we will have a Grand Prix 2026. And this is a great opportunity for young kids. I mean, there's so many histories that have come from this Grand Prix are mind-blowing. One kid
So
from
you and
Colombia, he won the first fight. When he came home to a small town in Colombia, he was received like a hero with a parade. South African fighter, before entering the Grand Prix, his last fight, he earned $150. Now he has won 3 fights. He bought a gym, he bought 2 houses, and now he's a superstar in his country. So it is something that I really, really enjoy, and I feel very proud of the Grand Prix.
that's great.
You've
So and it sounds like that you and Turkey have an ongoing relationship. So that's good to hear. It sounds like.
well,
Well,
you
we're,
you've
we're
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, we are celebrating 2 years of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season, Turki Al-Sheikh coming into boxing. It was October 2023 when Fury fought Ngannou. And there was a undercard with all heavyweights fights. If you analyze boxing from October 23 to October 25, it's unbelievable what has happened. You have undisputed champions. You have so many great activity in Riyadh, in London, in America. Fighters from all over the world getting opportunities. Of course, it's a great challenge to keep it up. And we supported Turki Al-Sheikh from day one, and we support Turki Al-Sheikh right now. We support the great staff that he has. He has ambitions, he has dreams, he's a boxing promoter. He likes enthusiasts. He's a boxing fan. That's what I'm trying to say. If he has the means to do things, it is great. But we can only do what we can control.
Thank you.
Nestor, you want to?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna ask. Obviously, Turkey helped, bring your father's dream of the WBC Grand Prix to life, and you just announced that we should be seeing a 2026. Do you know how far that extends? Is it an indefinite relationship, or does it end now that Dana obviously starts January of 2026 with Paramount Plus?
Um, you know, not even marriage is certainty. When you get married,
Hmm.
you're supposed to vow until death do us apart. But we are not promoters, Nestor. So it's a different concept. We deal with promoters. We deal with TV networks that promote boxing. We deal with managers, trainers, boxers. So it's a different, much different structure from a promoter and a sanctioning organization. Boxing is about the
So
WBC, the WBO, IBF, WBA. It's about the kids going into the gyms, as I said, dreaming of being a WBC champion. So I believe it is only noise out there, many speculations without any merit, and it's their style. to come in and try to bully things, and it's people to see. I mean, if you and I scripted this podcast, it would be a very different talk. When you control the media, when you harass the media, and when you have them under pressure or under way, it's a different telling of the story. We only have the opportunities like this Boxing Voice podcast when we are invited to. We don't control the media. We don't control what we say and what is said. It's organic. So it's a completely different landscape.
All right. Well, I got a couple of questions from the people. First one is from Mike Rios. He says, Buenos, Don Sulaiman. Miguel Rios desde Chicago. My question is, in regards to the new Zuffa Boxing entering the game, will you still consider ranking any of their fighters that are signed with Zuffa, given that Dana is not willing to recognize any of the major sanctioning organizations?
Absolutely, yes. Rankings are based on merit. So any fighter from all over the world who has activity, who has the way you structure rankings is a variety of criteria: record, activity, results, level of competition, your activity in other sports like Muay Thai or MMA, and you come into boxing. Of course, we're not going to segregate and be discriminatory. The different story is if those fighters are not eligible or available to compete for a WBC championship, then why rank them? If they have, as they have expressed, that they will only compete within their own universe,
Rankings?
yeah, if they cannot fight outside, and SUFA is not going to promote WBC events, then it will be in detriment to those fighters who otherwise would be ranked in the WBC.
So can I ask about an outlier like a Jake Paul who isn't signed to a Zuffa Boxing and who's doing his own thing? However, he is ranked with the WBA, I believe, in the cruiserweight division, top 15. Is that something that the WBC would consider, like with the Jake Paul, putting him in contention for a fight with maybe a Zurdo Ramirez or a Badu Jack, a thing of this nature? Because I know
Yeah,
Badu Jack is your champion.
we have been consistent with the Jake Paul case. It's very clear, very specific. When he fought Fury in Dubai, I believe, or Saudi, I don't remember what it was, the WBC was clear that if he won that fight, he would be ranked. Jake Paul deserves recognition. He's a fighter that goes into the gym and works hard, but he's not fighting towards a boxing entity career. He fights other athletes of other sports, MMA fighters. He fought Mike Tyson at 50 years. Uh, and we have told them, if you fight a ranked fighter, the WEC will most likely rank you. Now he's going to fight an exhibition with Gervonta Davis. So Jake Paul is a phenomenon, brings millions of eyeballs, gives opportunities to other fighters to make good money in his cards. But on his particular case, what the WEC expects is him to fight a ranked cruiserweight or bridgerweight, even a light heavyweight, a ranked fighter, so he can be considered for rankings in the WEC.
I got Dave G. He says, ¿Qué onda, señor Sulaiman? Dave G. de San Jose, California. Do you think it's time to sit down with the other sanctioning belts and create the WBL, the World Boxing League? Each belt can be a conference like in other leagues. Once each belt is claimed, all the champs fight each other till undisputed. There's something special about collecting all the hardware.
That is a great idea. In fact, I have sat down with the three other organizations countless times. I have proposed to do a tournament. I didn't think about the WBL. I was along the line of having the undisputed. Whoever becomes undisputed comes out of the box of the four organizations and now is independently. But you know, each organization has their own agenda. They have their own administration. So we have not been able to make progress. I had proposed to do joint mandatory contenders for unified or undisputed champions. So difficult. If you are undisputed, then you have to comply with four mandatories, and then who goes next, etc., etc., etc. So I think it's a very good idea, very good concept. I have no issues. I would love it, but it's not a matter of the WBC to decide. We go on our own business. We are very proud of our champions. We never say no to a unification. We promote and try to make them happen, just as it was in the heavyweight. We have not had a mandatory contender that would be in interfering with the undisputed Usyk. We made Fury against Usyk. We accepted the rematch, and we have kept the line open to see Usyk fight the best available contender out there.
I got James Valdez from San Antonio, Texas. You frequently visit the Boxing Voice podcast. What is it about the show that keeps you coming back? Thanks for coming on the show, answering the fans' questions, and all you do for boxing. Salute to you, sir.
Thank you. Well, I like the transparency. Um, it is completely open and clear that you and I have been at odds and we have battled it. And that's what I respect, because if you have a critic and instead of clearing, explaining, accepting, we all make mistakes. Of course, I have made mistakes. And when I'm uh, voiced out against an action that the WBC or myself did, I take it and I defend it and I accept it, and I have changed things the way we do. So I love the transparency of the Boxing Voice. I love the criticism because it's respectful. When you are attacked with a systematic bad faith attack, it has no merit. But when you are in a positive way putting out things to clarify them and bring them out, I accept it and I love it.
Thank you. I have El Consejero, Mauricio, El Consejero from Washington State. I appreciate your time on the show. What is the WBC doing to help current and former fighters who are struggling with their mental health?
We do have continuous programs. We have the WBC Cares, which is a beautiful program established in 26 countries. Each one has its chapter. We have continuous WBC University activity. It's a platform. We have Rocky Heron, who is a former DEA agent, going out all over the world talking about different things. We have fighters going to schools, gymnasiums, and other places to talk about mental wellness, talk about the bullying problems in the world. We do have activity almost every week all over the world with social responsibility. We go to jails in Mexico, Panama, Argentina, some places in Europe, and try to bring inmates a possibility of changing their mind and train boxing. And it has been a very successful path. And any idea, mental wellness is the biggest concern of the world. We all go through mental wellness. WBC Cares, for example, just began a very nice program, which I like very much. We have one word every week. We put it out, and we hope people duplicate it, share it, and comment uh, in search of finding a joint, common path to mental wellness. This week's word is empathy. No, that was last week. This week is, Chris, ¿cuál es la palabra de esta semana? I'm asking my wife.
Well, what when she can I ask you? Well, why she's can I ask you? You said that you go into the schools and you're going in the university. You're having a WBC university. You're going into prisons. What are like? What's the youngest age like that you have like reached? Like, is there a certain age that you have to wait to sponsor a fighter? Like, say I have a 10-year-old or an 8-year old who's in the amateurs and like that you deem them. Do you have a scouting division in the WBC? Do you scout fighters like that you keep an eye on for your belt,
Um,
anything like that?
we have a natural platform. It is not a organized scouting per se, but for example, when we see someone in social media, we reach out to them. When they reach out to the WBC, we attend every single petition of support, of guidance, of words of encouragement. So we do have, and anyone that knows someone that needs a helping hand directed to the WBC. We have so many success stories. The word for this week is compassion. Why compassion? Because we never know what the person in front of you is going through. We all have problems in school, in job. You lose your job. You have a health issue, a relative with a health issue. You had a bad day. Sometimes all you need is a smile or a handshake or a word of encouragement. So compassion is the WBC work of the week. And I hope Boxing Voice help us every week putting out the word of the week.
Absolutely. You know, you just
Passion,
put it in the group,
definitely.
and I'll put it out. Um. So, do you feel like it's at all disappointing that Zuffa, who is also with Turkey, aren't gonna recognize the WBC?
No, not at all.
You're not disappointed at all?
No, because I'm not gonna attack. I'm not in the attack mode. I'm friendly. I welcome bridges of making things. As I said, it's just a strategy. They want to say, like many said before, here we are. We are the next heroes and the next kings of boxing. Boxing is a great global sport. No one can be one dominated force. It's great they have Paramount programming. Many people will see boxing. That's good. If they don't want to do WBC titles, go ahead. No problem. We have PBC, Matchroom, Top Rank, Queensberry, Golden Boy, Sanford, Taken Promotions, Eye of the Tiger. So many world promoters who have been in existence for 30, 40 years. People with passion for the athletes. The
Hmm.
boxers in the boxing current status make 80% of the profits. In the UFC, they make 20% of the profits. That's why the UFC has a lot of money because they're very successful in business. So, no problem whatsoever. The boxing world will exist and will be even bigger when we talk in 2-3 years.
Now,
And,
obviously, Saudi's money is delivering dream fights for us, and we love it as boxing fans, but is it turning boxing into a cash grab? And is the Turkey Al Sheikh money saving boxing, or is boxing selling its soul?
No, absolutely not. Boxing will always be boxing. Without television, you had hundreds, like 100,000 people going to see Jack Dempsey, great fights. Then came television with millions of people watching. The Rumble in the Jungle was seen by 600 million people back in 1974. Then came cable TV with HBO and Showtime with legendary nights of boxing. Then came pay per view with multi million dollar events. Today is streaming. The best combination is open television, cable TV, pay-per-view, and streaming. If those can live together, and I'm sure promoters are working to sit down and make the big fights, and Turki Al Sheikh influence has done that. He has brought the promoters to sit down and understand the need to make very good fights. And look at the world that we're going through right now. Usyk, Crawford, Inoue, Canelo, Nakatani. I can name 10 fighters that are in the pound for pound rankings, fighting for the number one position.
Can I ask you a question regarding to this the concept behind the WBC interim belt? Because we have a couple of fights coming up featuring like Shane Mosley Jr. and Jesus Ramos. That's a WBC interim fight. We have Lamont Roach and Isaac Cruz, WBC interim fight. I'm wondering the concept behind those fights, considering that both of those divisions currently have a standing WBC champion, if you don't mind me asking.
That is a great question, and thank you. The interim championship was designed for fighters or divisions where a champion gets injured, has a legal problem, cannot compete for a period of time. Then you would put an interim title to keep the division active. Okay? Today, the WBC allows using or sanctioning interim title bouts on specific matters in order to keep the activity in that division. As I said before, we do not want to force a champion into a mandatory whenever we see that there are upcoming great possible fights. Why do we have an interim heavyweight champion? Because we promised the world, we promised the champions that in the heavyweight you had Fury Usyk twice, great fights. Then you had the IBF stripping Usyk, and Dubois became the IBF champion. So they programmed another time to do again the undisputed. So we supported that. And it was a very spectacular knockout by Usyk. So we want fighters to be undisputed. We want fighters to remain unified. And as long as you're not hurting anyone, to the contrary, you're giving activity and opportunities to others to make money, we do a few interim championships.
So so we have like an argument here on this show. Like we have a couple callers who don't consider interims being like a full championship belt. So like I'm asking the you're the guy, you give the belts. So like if my guy has an interim championship, would you consider him a full champion, or like what do we consider that guy? Like is that like a
Absolutely,
is that like
yes.
a
He is a champion. Uh,
okay.
Chantel Cameron, she was interim champion. Está sonando el teléfono. When Katie Taylor made a decision and the fight between champion and interim champion did not happen, then she became the full champion. Lennox Lewis. There are many examples. Devin Haney. When the champion does
But you
not fight the
understand,
interim.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but you understand that those fighters get criticized. This whole email champion has been invented, and people look
That's
at them. The fans don't look at them as champions and are waiting for their first title defense because they were elevated. For instance, the Shushu Carrington, I'm sure he's going to be elevated. It's also a strategic ploy. I don't know if it's because you guys have an existing working relationship. It's like the sanctioning bodies need you. I mean, you need the promoters and they need you. So it's like, do you allow it? Because we all know Shushu's going to get elevated now because Foster and Stephen Fulton are fighting. So it's like the promoters always strategically line up someone to get vacated and then get elevated.
no, that you can make that story up. It's a good solid selling point, but that happens
A good
very
theory. A good theory.
good theory. It happens seldomly. Let me tell you what fans think, and you saying fans say this, it is not necessarily. A few fans or some fans may. What? Why would you? It's like if I were to criticize the NFL with the statistics. Now all the statistics for kickoff returns go down to the trash because it's a new concept. Now you kick off, and you have to kick off between the goal line at the 20-yard line. So now the runner has the option to let it go to the 35-yard line, or this or this or that. Or now, before there were 16 games, now you play 17 games. So the rushing champion of the year had one more game to make more yards. And you're going to criticize who is the Russian champion, the one who ran when there were only 14 games, 16 games, or 17 games, or the perfect season. It was before it was the 17 games. So statistics and fan interaction is fun, but they not necessarily go to reality and to the need to take the proper decisions at the time. Some decisions are not popular, and I take it. I'm not in a popularity contest. I have to run the WBC with the board of governors who make the final decisions and do the best for the sport and the industry.
I have the next one says, good morning, Mauricio. It's Bernard from Toronto. Is it concerning that most WBO champions are promoted by Top Rank, or is this the type of relationship we should expect between major promoters and sanctioning bodies?
Well, with all due respect, ask Top Rank or WBO. I can only answer WBC questions.
Next one is from Darius Flowers.
I'm sorry. Just very quickly, you can review the promoters on the WBC champions, and that could give you a clearer. We have, as I said before, we work with all the promoters. We have the champion in strawweight. He's from the Philippines with Manny Pacquiao Promotions. The light flyweight from Venezuela with Maldonado Promotions, etc., etc. So we do have activity with all the promoters all over the world.
We have Darius says, hello, Mauricio, peace and love and blessings. Darius from Minnesota, so no question, just love.
Thank you, Darius. My friend, I have 5 minutes more, if it's okay.
You got it. You got it. Next one is, good morning, Mr. Sulaiman. Walt from Harlem. Appreciate your continued involvement with the Boxing Voices Border Wars amateur event. Are there any plans the organization has to keep boxers interested in carrying titles in this era over money before legacy? Like possibly to redesign the top-level WBC belts with precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, real jewels. I guess he wants you to compete with the new Turkey Ring Al Sheikh gold belts that he's doing for $200,000.
Well, that's a fun part of the sport. The WBC creates beautiful custom belts for special occasions. I don't know if you saw the ring that we presented to Terence Crawford. It was super beautiful. But you know, in today's world, it is hard to see and to criticize an athlete to choose money from legacy or loyalty. I'm a big Cowboys fan, and Micah Parsons did everything possible to stay with the Cowboys, but then he had to go because of money.
I have to go Pack go. I'm sorry, Sulaiman. I'm a Packers fan, so I just had to throw that out. We appreciate the gift. Thank you.
Well, we made you suffer that last Sunday. that was a nice 40-40.
We both.
That was like a heavyweight.
Yeah, heavyweight. It was a heavyweight draw. We both suffered. Yeah.
Yes. But before you could never ever dream to see one player from Boston go and play for the Yankees, or in football to see players go to other teams. But now money rules, and you cannot really blame the athlete because the career is short. They need to. It hurts for a fan or for an organization to see when athlete go. It's very hurtful, but it's understandable.
All right. We got Mikhail that says, Mr. Sulaiman, appreciate your time. The WBC Grand Prix semifinals are scheduled for October 19th. If it is determined to be successful, will there be more tournaments coming in the future? How would a young fighter become involved with a future tournament?
Well, we expect to have a Riyadh season tournament next year. As we mentioned, Amir Khan, we're working on putting some sort of tournament in Africa. Some countries are starting because the concept tournament is the greatest that you can have. A fan sees a fighter win, and then you get to know them, get to know their stories. All promoters should be thinking about doing tournaments. Many years ago, there was tournaments in California for a beer company, Schlitz or some name like that, and they were very successful. Mexico had the yearly tournament for 20 years, Cinturón de Oro. 14 champions came out of that, and they were all debutants, 4-round debutants. So promoters should get into doing tournaments. The WBC will be supporting promoters to do tournaments, and hopefully with His Excellency, we will continue the Riyadh season WBC Grand Prix.
Speaking of the Grand Prix, Z Pacino says, Z from St. Louis, thank you for your time. My question is about the Grand Prix. Can we get rid of the draws and have fighters fight another round instead of AI judges picking the winner?
It is not AI judges. We developed a new scoring system. When there is a draw in the normal 10-point most system, we go to the enhanced scoring, which basically, not to get too technical, the level of winning the round come into place. If you win a round very closely, but just a couple of jabs or just close round, you make X amount of points. If you win moderately, more clearly, or if you win decisively. So we take the 6 rounds, and on each one you get an X amount of points, and the one who won more clearly the rounds wins the fight.
All right, just stop me when your 5 minutes are up, okay?
They're up. Maybe 1 or 2 more questions.
Okay, I got Demo in Houston. He says, I'm a guy that loves this. No, he thinks you're a promoter. So we got Nathan that says, as the Muhammad Ali Act is still intact in the USA, what can you as an organization do to help fighters currently signed to TKO in understanding their rights with regards to fighter pay and what percentage they make from each show? Thank you for coming on the show.
Well, the Muhammad Ali Act exists. There is a proposal for amendment that was put. I don't know if it's going to pass or no. It is, I believe, in Congress. The difference is that it allows SUFA Boxing to create a platform exactly like the UFC, in which they are the promoter, the ranking, the belt, and everything within that scenario. And that UFO, that's the way they call it, does not have to follow the Muhammad Ali Act as it exists. So the fighters are given a cap on what they make. They have a contract. They can only fight within that universe, and many other technical things. So it is the matter of the law. We have nothing to do with the law. We respect the law. We abide by the law since late 1990s. The WBC, all the organizations have to abide by the law. All the promoters, the boxing commissions, the ring officials. So it's a law that protects boxers.
We have Juice in Broward County that says, how's it going, boss man? I hope all is well. Over the years, who's your most favorite fighter to ever represent the WBC belt and why?
I have to say my childhood hero, Sugar Ray Leonard. When I was a kid, he became my hero, and I just loved Sugar Ray. He's a tremendous role model. He's a superstar. He fought the best and beat the best, and he's doing very well in his life. So if I have to choose one, it's Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mauricio, that is the last one unless you have time for one more.
Give me one more.
All right. Kentrell says, what is the WBC doing to get new talent in their rankings? We are missing out on great talent because they're not ranked in the WBC, but number 14 on BoxRec.
Well, what we have a rankings committee represented worldwide. They work every week. They send results. They send comments. They send what is going on in their area. And then once a month, they meet on the Zoom on a Sunday for 5-6 hours to make the draft for the rankings of the month. They review the draft, and then until it's finished, we publish it. There's always, of course, hidden talent that goes unnoticed. I welcome you to please send me the one that you mentioned and any others. You can send it to the program, and they always send me the comments, and we act on them. So please do that, and we will certainly look into that fighter and make sure that he gets a proper review and hopefully a ranking.
But you've said that in the past, right? Like the manager has to contact the WBC. Like, you know, you're not going to know every fighter. So someone has to tell you, hey, this is my fighter. He's fighting here. This is what he's doing. Also, they have to come to the conventions. You need to say that because we get managers that listen to this show and, you know, I don't think they know that. They don't know they need representation during these conventions.
Yes, understanding that there are thousands of fighters and that this is a global, all over the world. So if you have a manager, even you, if you have a fighter, send an email to the WBC, and we will pay notice.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
I gotta ask about my fighter. I'm sorry. I just gotta ask about my fighter real
Trees,
quick.
2 times you
You
cut him
know,
off.
I'm sorry. Cause never mind.
He gonna ask about Albert Bell, who's not ranked.
You know I was
Is he
gonna
ranked,
do it. I'm
Mauricio?
sorry.
Is Albert Bell even ranked?
In the WBC,
I'm not sure.
I don't-
What weight
off the
category?
top of your head.
35, 135.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
Albert
off.
Bell.
I'm sorry.
He's not
Don't
ranked.
worry. But you.
He's
I don't know.
number 15. He's 15
He's
as
number-
of
he's
September
15.
17th. Oh,
Okay. We win one. Do you think 15 is appropriate, or you think he's
I mean,
underrated?
well, I have to factor in the one. I'm factoring in his 130 work as well. But we're not getting. It's about the young
yeah,
fighters.
he was
We're
ranked
talking
under a
about new
different
blood.
sanctioning, though. He
Yeah,
was
we're
was
talking
highly
about
ranked in the WBO at when he used to fight at 130.
exactly, and we're talking about new blood here and right now. So it's that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry, Sulaiman, but yeah.
If you are, let's make a commitment. Have a boxing voice send us a list of fighters once a month that you get recommendations, and we'll place them. I invited you to one of the ranking sessions, remember?
Yep, I went.
So, and then at the conventions, it's an open floor, open forum. Of course, you don't have to travel. It's not that you have to travel and be at the convention, but that mostly helps the case But if you have communication with the WBC, the NABF, or the federation from the country you are from, but feel free to just reach out to the WBC and we will guide you on what you need to do. We just my wife got an email from a fighter from Germany asking what should she do because she has no manager promoter. We directed her to managers and promoters, and now she might be fighting in the UK.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, Mauricio, that is all the questions. We do appreciate your time, man. Thank you for all you do, and thank you for always giving us time. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great weekend. Go Cowboys.
Likewise.
Go Pack, go. Thank you. Thank you, Sulaiman.
All right, we're going to jump right into this track because